we're here at Franja Academy. Franja Academy is this year part of Cycling Festival Europe, a project initiated by the Netherlands. And I'm here now with Mr. Bart Twaalfhoven, ambassador of the Netherlands. Mr. Twaalfhoven, can you tell me what is Cycling Festival Europe?
Well, the Cycling Festival Europe is a Dutch initiative, or I should rather say an initiative from the Dutch presidency of the European Council of Ministers to raise awareness in all the European countries for the advantages of cycling. As you know, cycling contains a lot of elements in it. It is culture, it is sports, it is health, it is also a clean environment. And for all that, we are inviting all the capital cities and all the countries being member of the European Union to participate in this very nice and sporty event.
Yes, and why did the Netherlands exactly take this initiative?
Well, we wanted to raise awareness that transportation and environment goes together very well. As you know, we do not have two separate ministers. We do have only one minister who's responsible for transportation and for environment, because we think that the influence of transportation and transport on environment is huge, and the other way around as well. So by combining that in cycling, you are promoting both a smooth traffic circulation within the cities, as well as a smooth and healthy environment.
Yes, okay. The Netherlands is known, of course, as a cycling country. Do you have any idea why that is? Why do the Dutch ride their bikes so much?
Well, I think there are two reasons. In the first place, of course, it is a cheap way of transport. On the other hand, also it is practical in a country like the Netherlands, since there are no mountains. There is not a big difference in altitude, so the country is fit for cycling. Since it is also a cheap way of transport, it is effective, it is preventing traffic jams in the cities. I think it was promoted throughout the decades since the Second World War.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how many Dutch people ride a bike?
Well, how many, that is difficult to say. I think that definitely the very, very young children do not ride a bike until 3-4 years old, and the ones over 80 also less. But everyone in between, in fact, is riding a bicycle either during the weekend or for shopping, or every day to go to school or to go to their work. In general, we do have more bicycles in the Netherlands than inhabitants. We have 17 million inhabitants. We have over 23 million bicycles, which is an indication of how many times the general Dutch, the average Dutch, is using a bike.
Yeah, then let's take you for example. Now you, of course, you work in Ljubljana as ambassador, but back in the days when you were still in the Netherlands, how much did you use the bike?
Every day, every single day. When I'm in the Netherlands, I take my bike to my work, to visit my friends, to do shopping, which is usual in the Netherlands. Here in Ljubljana, it's a little bit more difficult since I have a lot of appointments also outside of the embassy. But whenever possible, especially in my free time, I use the bike in the evenings and in the weekends.
Yeah, and is it also in all weather conditions, or?
The all-weather counts for the Netherlands, indeed. When you take the bike to your work, you do it also when it rains, when it is windy. When you select the bicycle only for your free time, then you're also selective in the weather type. But when it is windy or icy or snowy, then I still take the bicycle. To be honest, if it is not necessary, I won't bike in the rain.
Yes, and yeah, as I hear it, you use the bike as a means of transport. Do you also use the bike recreationally?
Yes, absolutely. I do so very much here in Ljubljana. Every weekend I take the bike to make a nice tour. I did so also in Holland. I made some tours in the past when I was much younger. I cycled from my home city, which is near the coast, to Germany. I did that several years in a row, and I think it's a great way to spend your holidays. It's sportive, it's nice, and you learn much more about the countryside that you are trespassing. Nowadays, when I'm back in Holland, I quite often rent a bike to make a nice tour somewhere in one of the provinces or one of the parks.
Yes. So Marathon Franja, I guess, is also something for you. Will you participate?
I will not participate, to be honest. For that, I'm not trained enough, because if you do it, you should do the whole marathon, I think, if possible. But at least you should do, let's say, 98 kilometers. And I think I'm not fit to do so here. But in the Netherlands, definitely, yes, I rode up to 150 kilometers per day. Yeah. So that's no problem. Yeah.
But like the family ride of Marathon Franja, is that something you would like to?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that is a great event, and I would like to invite everyone who loves to ride the bike to participate. I think it is a fantastic means to spend time together on the bike with your family or with your friends.
Okay. Let's get back for a moment to Cycling Festival Europe again, because with it the Netherlands likes to promote the use of bikes. But how is it possible? How do you promote it? What do you have to offer to other countries for this goal? Can you offer them some sort of support as cycling country, the Netherlands, in improving cycling infrastructure, road safety?
I think so. We have a lot of experience which we want to share with other countries if they want to. In the Netherlands we have a specific company who is doing so, the Dutch Cycling Embassy, which is not an embassy as we are, but it is a company, it is a knowledge company about the expertise in the Netherlands, the know-how, the experience. Which I could highly recommend, and they are also talking here during the conference, during the Franja Academy. I think the Netherlands have a lot to offer in knowledge and in experience. That is what we are doing, but it has also been a long process already throughout different presidencies of the Netherlands. In 1997, already during the Dutch presidency, we started with the preparations of the Pact of Amsterdam, which we continued in 2004 during the presidency. And now, exactly a week ago, on the 30th of May, under loud applause, the Pact of Amsterdam was accepted by all the ministers, all the European ministers, as a framework document how to establish a good environment for urban life. And one of the parts of the urban agenda, of course, is cycling. And I think by continuously inviting people to think about the possibilities of cycling, you come to a certain goal and a certain vision. And I hope that in the near future, everywhere in Europe, people will think more positively about using the bike, and also about the infrastructure which is needed to do so.
Yeah. And about this infrastructure, does it ever happen that other countries ask the Netherlands for advice how to improve their infrastructure?
Yes, quite often that happened. In former postings where I have been active, we quite often got these kind of requests from different countries, from different cities. And normally when there is a good connection, we facilitate in exchange of knowledge, of experience, and sometimes we do hire the Dutch Cycling Embassy to give some extra input in these kind of discussions, and also sometimes in advice how to restructure a certain infrastructure.
Yes. Did it also happen here in Slovenia yet?
As far as I know, not yet, in the sense that we came to conclusions, but we have sent out for different discussions already Dutch experts, like we also had a month ago when we had a discussion on bike, train, bike, so the multimodal way of transport. We had an expert from Holland for the discussion in Borovnica. And so we are now in the process of getting more contacts between the Netherlands and Slovenia about cycling.
Yeah, and this project you were just referring to, Bike to Train, what kind
bike,
of project
train,
is
bike,
that? Yeah?
That is to promote that when you have to make use of public transport for a longer track, that you can use your bicycle for the first track, take your bike on the train, and then go by train, the largest track, and then the last part you do again by bike. But for that also you need a special infrastructure in the train and also on the railway stations. Fortunately, Ljubljana railway station does have it. So for us it was quite easy to go on the train with the bike and then go 30 kilometers by train, and the last track we did again by bike.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. We use it already for some time in Holland. And on these discussions we do have already Dutch experts which are in contact with their Slovene counterparts.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you.